We'll start this with a question, and it concerns this Miami blue beast, which you could be forgiven for thinking has been designed to compete in some sort of race series. However, this is no racing car. You see, this is a Porsche 911 GT3, and despite that wing and despite that roll cage, this is being designed to be driven on the road. And it's a car which represents Porsche's 70-year quest to build the greatest driver's cars possible. And I just happen to have found this one sitting here, Porsche Centre Chester. So what's my question? Well, it concerns that very nice man in there, and it's simple. Will he let me go out for a drive in this £150,000 weapon? Hi, I don't suppose I could borrow the keys to that Porsche GT3 out there, could I? And take it out for a drive?
Yeah, alright.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy.
Oh, they are lovely people at Porsche Chester. And now we can go and do something like this. Thinly disguised race cars like the GT3 continue to be born out of Porsche's factory, yet the war on speeding on UK roads has never been so ferocious. The EU has approved measures to fit all new cars with speed limiters over the next few years, yet oddly performance cars are becoming more powerful, have more speed, and cars like this GT3 remain in high demand with more in the pipeline. Having been lucky to have driven quite a few 911s, it's immediately clear that this GT3 is more tactile, more focused, more agile than mere mortal 911s. It takes the already razor-sharp 911 as its basis and turns the wick right up the extreme road car scale. Wider, lower and bristling with bespoke chassis bits and aero addenda, what we have here is a drive with eyes wide open type of car, a proper Nurburgring Contender, a car whose 500 brake horsepower smashes your senses while the engine screams at 9,000 RPM like a rabid race car. But wait though, the EU rules, and don't we have to drive our GT3 on public roads? You know, driving into town, shopping, which in a car like this is going to be ridiculous, right? Well, stick with me, because before we unleash this rabid beast, we have some research to do. And our research is not complicated. We're going to go on a journey, but a journey in a car with less soundproofing than a motorbike. So this is going to make our ears bleed, is it not? Well, not quite. I can confirm that once we're underway, the cabin is a little bit loud. Gravel rattles in the wheel arches as you pull away, the massive tyres get noisy on coarse surfaces, and you won't be conversing with your passenger once you're on the motorway. But it's not as bad as you might expect, and I can reveal there is a way to make this cockpit as quiet and as hushed as a gently driven Panamera by simply wearing these Bose noise cancelling headphones. So our local supermarket is stop number one on our journey, to buy myself a cake. But wait, this car park can't be negotiated in a car which has less ground clearance than a snail, surely. Well, Porsche has thoughtfully given our GT3 a lifting front axle, so despite these thoughtfully positioned concrete lumps being placed right here in the middle of the road where we want to drive, we can actually continue safely on our way. Scaffolding in the back of our two-seat car precludes tossing shopping bags behind the seats, but wait, this is a Porsche 911, meaning we have a front boot. or if you're from America, a trunk, or a frunk, even if you're from, well, somewhere else. Anyway, turn on the excellent Porsche sat-nav or connect to Apple CarPlay, turn on the radio, and our journey can carry on to a nearby town. In time for a much needed, locally produced beverage, I think. The way this Porsche is so thoroughly engineered and solidly screwed together, our little drive is turning out to be pretty straightforward. I mean, it even has parking sensors and a reversing camera, meaning that despite its 1852mm width at the rear, parking up at the curbside for a quick stop to use a convenient lavatory, for instance, presents absolutely no issues at all. Oh, and you may notice people having a good look at your Miami Blue GT3, or more likely they've recognised me, an internationally known car reviewing A-lister. Or maybe not, obviously. Oh, and if you happen to recognise this town, perhaps you could give me the answer to this in the comment section below. And also, if you happen to know why the roads are made of cobblestones here, perhaps you could let me know that too. Although, despite this inappropriate road surface, ride quality is quite acceptable. Which therefore begs another question. If Porsche have installed cruise control and provided a switch to make the suspension go soft, or softish, in an effort to make the GT3 a daily driver, how on earth can it go smashing Nurburgring lap times with a time of 7 minutes 12 seconds, an incredible time which is just 1 second slower than the Porsche 918 Spider hypercar can achieve? Furthermore, how can it be that pressing hard on the throttle pedal of a daily driving car makes it do this? Try that again. That was 0 to 60 in an eye-compressing 3.2 seconds, and 60 to 0 stop in a bladder-crushing 2 seconds. And, well, we should just try that again. And I think we'll just try that again. So how exactly has a 911 got to this level of performance? Well, firstly, that flat 6 motor is specially made in a standalone plant and is a lot like a 911 Cup race car's engine. Then they've removed more weight than a gathering of liposuction practitioners could dream of. And as for drag, well, listen to this. Ducts force cool air into the wheel arches. Yeah, then the wheel spokes fan air outwards, sucking it out of those arches. That reduces not just drag but also lift, as does the fact that thanks to vents in the front bumper that would have been used for brake cooling, we can instead direct fast moving air to the underbody, and fast moving air is good because it creates low pressure underneath the car, which aids the creation of downforce. The wider sills create a larger underfloor area for the same purpose, and those ceramic brakes are pure race car tech. There's so much tech, I could just go on and on and on, but instead we should simply revel in the results. The startling acceleration, that spine-chilling exhaust note, the phenomenal levels of grip, and the sheer excitement of simply going out for a drive. It comes as no surprise to find that the experts seem to agree that this is one of the very best driver's car out there right now. And the desire to own one is only made stronger knowing that Porsche only made a few GT3s alongside the regular 911s, and strict emission regulations limited the numbers permitted to be registered in the EU. Oh, and production of this naturally aspirated 4-litre motor could very easily end for good. So, should you buy one? Well, the new price was around £120,000 with options, which for this level of race tech and performance seems cheap. Current values of around £150,000 are actually more appropriate in my opinion, and seem to be holding firm right now. So my second to last question is this: should I be be tempted to buy this highly exciting daily driving race car, which just happens to be in my favourite colour, or should I proceed to a new 992? Your help with this in the comment section will be very welcome also. So that just brings me to another question for that very, very nice man inside there, and again it's simple. Will you let me take it out onto a track?